Hello, good evening and welcome to ITV News and the New Year's Eve edition of Calendar. Firefighters have been tackling a large blaze in the centre of Mexborough. 8 fire engines were called to the incident on the High Street just after 2:30 this afternoon. 4 shops, including a derelict one, are involved, along with the flats above them. The High Street will be closed for the rest of the night, and South Yorkshire Fire and Rescue Service is asking people to avoid the area while the incident is dealt with. The Coast Guard in North Yorkshire is urging people to stay safe after a person was washed off the pier by waves at Staithes Harbour. A call out to the team was made just before midday yesterday. The individual was rescued by members of the public before the Coast Guard arrived and received only minor injuries. Even so, people are being warned to take extra care near the coast, with further windy weather and high seas expected.
It's not just the water, we've got the beaches. There's got some big tides coming and some strong winds. People need to check the tide times. The tidal cut-off points may be up to 2 hours before what it says. So if the high tide is at 11 o'clock, you may get cut off, for example, around the corner at around 9 o'clock in the morning. Coastal erosion is a big thing, especially with this weather. We have got some cliff falls going on quite often. There's some rocks falling. So just stay away from the base of the cliffs, but also from the top. And if you are walking your dogs, make sure you're on the lead, because we have unfortunately had to recover some dogs this year.
A shop owner from Sutton in Ashfield says he's been told he could face legal action by his local district council over his shop front signage. Mason Canlin applied for planning permission for a 3D illuminated sign for his dessert shop. It was turned down and his appeal dismissed. Ashfield District Council say it wouldn't be in keeping with the street scene. Jane Hesketh reports.
This is the dessert shop's new premises in Sutton in Ashfield in Nottinghamshire. The co-owners, Melissa and Mason, moved here because they wanted to expand their sweet and dessert business. They asked for planning permission to put up a 3D illuminated sign so they could advertise their delivery options.
What we're applying for is just a normal shopfront sign. There is a lot worse signs that could be deemed as distracting or protrusive or whatever on this literally the same street as us that haven't gone down the right route, and there's nothing wrong with our sign. There's literally nothing wrong. We do really feel like we're being singled out.
Ashfield District Council say they are committed to working with local businesses, offering them advice and support, and say the owners didn't engage with them before applying for planning permission. The owners hope their amended signage will be acceptable.
Well, the latest thing from the council is they've literally threatened us with prosecution by taking us to court. We're hoping that they can come out, reassess the sign, actually see it in person, since they've only actually assessed it at the moment from looking at our social media. We've not gone with the original proposal that we wanted. We've actually gone for a cheaper sign, a more basic sign, and actually they can agree to that one staying up there.
They say for businesses like theirs, standing out and being visible to passing trade is crucial.
Very upsetting. It's pretty much cost us our business. If we can't have a sign, then it's hard to run a business. A signage is the main advertisement of your business, so if you've not got one, no one knows you're there.
They now have 2 weeks to resolve the issue with the council. Jane Hesketh, ITV News.
Bradford's year as the UK's City of Culture has come to an end. The final event saw 10,000 people come to 2 shows at Myrtle Park in Bingley just over a week ago. It'll be 3 years tomorrow before another city takes over the mantle.
We've heard so many stories of how important this year in City of Culture has been in people's lives and how it's changed their lives.
We've all made friendships, we've made connections, and it's created this really lovely sense of us kind of doing it together and really being part of something.
The first phase of a scheme to rejuvenate and secure the future of Huddersfield Town Centre is on course to open in the summer. £60 million has been spent to transform the listed market building into a new food hall, with a further £200 million investment promised for the future. Victoria Whittam reports.
The changing nature of the High Street has taken its toll on Huddersfield, but a £260 million plan by Kirklees Council is underway to revive its cultural heart.
We knew that the retail offer in town centres, not just Huddersfield, but in other town centres, was dying. We had to create something more of an experience for people to come to make them want to come into the town centre, to come to all the lovely independent shops that we have.
A new food hall in what was once the market will be the first part to open, the listed roof making this conversion especially challenging.
Working with heritage buildings like this always brings its challenges, especially working with these hyperbolic paraboloid roofs, as we call them. They move in the wind, you see, which they're designed to do, which causes a lot of issues for us or complications when we're designing and trying to manufacture for these schemes.
It's hard to imagine it right now, but this multi-purpose event space will have fountains and lots of places where people can gather to eat or enjoy a show. Behind me here is the market section. This is going to be a food hall with the old roof now exposed so that you can really appreciate its listed status. Here we've got a brand new library which will be purpose-built and modern, with the old 1930s library, the next phase of the project. And this will become a museum for all of Kirklees.
Then there's phase 3, a 2,000-seater theatre that can host shows that currently can't visit the county.
We don't have places to see modern large-scale theatre in the way that we do in Manchester, in Birmingham and in Edinburgh. So you need certain equipment around the stage and how you drop the sets in, all of that kind of thing. So we want to be able to complement the Yorkshire culture scene here in Huddersfield with a brand new venue. That's a few years away.
Huddersfield's retailers hope it'll be worth the wait. Paul Freethy from Kirkwood Hospice Shop has seen the benefits schemes like this have had on businesses in other nearby towns.
If you look at the wool shops in Halifax, which for a long period of time was a retailing wasteland, it's now really vibrant and really thriving. So we work quite closely with our colleagues at Overgate Hospice, who have a presence in the wool shops. And yeah, as you say, the Peace Hall with the summer concerts and everything has really made a huge difference.
I'm mom of 3 children, and I think it's going to be very great for my children to come over here and have fun and explore different things.
You look at Halifax and you've got the Peace Hall and they've got the food part there, and I think it would be absolutely brilliant for Huddersfield to have a bit more interaction with the public.
And that's what the council say this scheme is all about, peeling back years of decline to reveal a town fit to thrive in the future. Victoria Whittam, ITV News.
In sport, the dream is over for Huddersfield's Charlie Manby at the World Darts Championship at Alexandra Palace. The 20-year-old, who's nicknamed Champagne Charlie, last night lost in the 4th round to the number 10 seed Jean Van Veen by 4-1. Nevertheless, it's been quite the experience for Charlie, who's a bricklayer by trade. He earned £60,000 in prize money on what was his debut at the World Championships. Meanwhile, there's a full round of football fixtures tomorrow. Leeds United will be hoping to start the new year as they've finished this one. Ahead of their game against champions Liverpool, the Whites are on a 5-match unbeaten run. That's seen them move 6 points clear of the Premier League relegation zone. The Whites drew 3-3 with Liverpool at the start of December, but manager Daniel Farke is expecting a different challenge for his team tomorrow evening.
Yes, what has changed is that Liverpool in recent weeks was also in red-hot form. They've won game after game after we met last time, also since really a while right now, also unbeaten back in the top positions. And of course, a home game for them is also even a bit more challenging and difficult for us in comparison to a home game for us. So again, it's a huge task for us, but also a task that we are looking forward to.
In the Championship, Sheffield Wednesday travel to Preston, whereas Sheffield United host Leicester in the evening kick-off. The Blades go into the game on the back of Monday's morale-boosting win at Stoke. They're expected to be busy next month when the transfer window opens. One of their first pieces of business could be tying striker Patrick Bamford down to a longer-term contract.
The board know how important he is from my point of view in signing, so does Steve. We get that, but as I said, it's a negotiation between the hierarchy, Steve and the board and Pat's representatives. To be fair, me and him are the ones really that are really not involved just as much as I want him, and I like to think he'd like to stay.
Now, congratulations to a fundraising schoolgirl from Huddersfield who today completed her 100-kilometre running challenge. 10-year-old Gracie Crystal has been running throughout December and has raised over £2,000 for the Forget Me Not Children's Hospice. Sarah Clark has more.
Ready? Yeah! 3, 2, 1, go!
Setting off on the final leg of her 100-kilometre charity run, Gracie Crystal. For the last month, the 10-year-old has dedicated her spare time to running to raise money for her local children's hospice.
She went with her school choir to go and do a memorial service over at Forget Me Not Children's Hospice, and when she came back, I think it had touched her heart. She really wanted to do a little bit of fundraising for them.
Oh, she's so inspiring at this age, and to take on that distance in December is just incredible. We're also proud of her at Forget Me Not. It makes a huge difference. Every penny we raise means we can support more children and more families across West Yorkshire.
And with a short sprint, Gracie finishes her challenge.
Well done, sweetheart, well done!
Having doubled her original target.
I feel really proud of myself, and I think I've done really well doing 100 instead of 50. It was really fun as well, because I've spent most of the time with my dad and my little sister, and I've really good effort, and I think she did really good. It's good.
Supporting her most of the way, 80 kilometres actually, Grace's sister, 7-year-old Cooper.
First I just wasn't that bothered, but then when she did her first run, I was like, oh, I want to help her now. So I started helping her and I felt really good.
I wish I'd have chose it in June, to be honest. It was challenging for myself at times. I'm a keen runner myself, but actually to be getting out there most days in December has been a real challenge, especially through the rain and the storms. I did question what she was doing, but it was worth it in the end and we had to do it. So yeah, I'm incredibly proud. She's been brilliant.
To celebrate her achievements, the whole family say they're looking forward to relaxing on the sofa and enjoying a treat in the warmth.
It definitely earned it. Well done, babe. I'm proud of you both.
Sarah Clark, ITV News, Huddersfield.
Yes, well done to them. Now then, as we approach the new year, the Archbishop of York has called for peace and prosperity for everyone. The Most Reverend Stephen Cottrell says his thoughts are with those struggling with the cost of living, especially children who go hungry. He's calling for communities to unite to support one another in 2026.
There's much that I hope for this new year, especially for those who feel left behind in our society or excluded. I believe this is the responsibility of all of us. If we have influence and agency, if we have resources, we must think, how can we share those and use those?
So how's the weather looking for 2026? Here's Louise Small.
Today's forecast: seafood and sugar cube towns. TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
Hello there, good evening. We had quite a cool and chilly start this morning, a touch of frost in places. Temperatures through today didn't really increase very much, highs of just 4 or 5 degrees Celsius, and it will continue to stay rather cool and chilly over the next couple of days as we start to draw in a northerly Arctic air feed, really taking the edge off the temperatures as the winds pick up as well. But we will still see a few bright and sunny spells at times with frosty conditions developing in the overnight periods. So for the past week or so, we've had high pressure dominating our weather. We do have a few frontal systems slowly starting to edge in. Over the next couple of days, there's a possibility of seeing a few wintry showers at times, but tonight it should stay largely dry through the first part of this evening. The winds, though, will start to pick up, gusting 25 to 35 miles per hour, 40 miles per hour along the coast. If you factor in that wind chill, it will feel even colder than temperatures dipping close to freezing. As we move through into tomorrow, it is a cool and chilly start, though showers continuing to sink southward. Some bright and sunny spells developing, but we do still hold on to a touch of frost in places. A brisk, blustery day if you're heading out for a New Year's Day walk. You need to wrap up warm. Temperatures struggling to highs of 5 or 6 degrees Celsius. Once again, you factor in that wind chill, it will feel even colder. Looking ahead then, New Year's Day towards Friday, we have some cool conditions, frosty conditions in the overnight period. Temperatures struggling to highs of just 2 or 3 degrees Celsius by day. There is a possibility of a few wintry showers developing as we head into the weekend as temperatures fall away both by day and by night. Lows of -5 degrees Celsius at times there. There's a risk of a few choppy waves around the coast, so do take care. Bye-bye.
TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
We'll be back on Friday lunchtime. From all of us here on the Calendar team, we wish you a very happy New Year.